your little meat drop into the last conversation.
It's all Trevor.
What?
Yeah.
He gives me the material.
The meat?
The meat.
The meat of the joke?
Out.
Oh.
Out.
Zoom in, please.
That's a baby.
Tripod.
Neat. I can't believe we just saw that siphonophore, guys. That's so awesome.
That was great fun, yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm far.
One of my favorite siphonophores is the one that we found in the Gulf of Mexico that I was absolutely convinced
Alright,
was a
wide,
trash
come
bag
wide, yeah.
Me
and
too.
or a mop. And
Trash
turned-
bag and or mop.
it was purple and black.
Yeah,
and
we were all disappointed. We thought it was just like a trash bag rolling across the seafloor.
then we were
And
like,
it
whoa. It was a big hit.
Oh, I thought you
Big
meant you were
hit.
disappointed when you realized it wasn't a trash bag. I'm like, that's weird. What?
Well, that one I thought I saw it in the distance. I said, "That's a reed. That's a really long reed." And I'm like, "Wait, it's not attached to the seafloor."
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a reed.
One in the Gulf of Mexico was all hairy though,
It had much longer tentacles and was dragging right along.
in like a deep purple.
Yeah. You can check that video out if you want to go up to the search bar in Nautilus Live and click into that search window and just type siphonophore, SIPHONOPHORES, is siphonophores, and it'll pull up all the siphonophores that we've seen for you, and you can check out all those highlights.
Oh, what's this? Can I get a zoom, please?
Yeah.
This one looks a little bit different.
Oh,
Or is
this
it just
guy?
mini? Maybe just mini.
Just mini, I think.
Tiny, just 2 branches.
But amazing, it already has that associate ophiuroid.
That angle is
Yeah, I
So
guess.
hard.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm coming around.
Coming wide.
Stay in.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I think it's the
Oops,
same.
still trying to come around here. Yeah, it looks the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Come wide, please.
Come wide.
Yeah, you're right. It was just the angle.
Yeah. Good morning to our viewers all across Europe who are just waking up and tuning in with us. It's great to have you here. Hi, Switzerland, Denmark, Spain, Ireland, Luxembourg, Finland, Netherlands, Austria, Germany. Hi to folks all around the world also in the United States, UK, Canada, New Zealand, Japan, Barbados, Australia. Really happy to have you with us. Send us your questions as we continue climbing up the seamount. This is an unnamed, previously never before explored seamount. We're north of Jarvis Island and north of the equator, just barely. Less than half a degree of latitude north of the equator. We'll actually be crossing tomorrow. And this dive is scheduled to continue until about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we'll have lots more exploration for you to be part of.
Trevor.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I love it. Another one of these. This is a swimming sea cucumber. So believe it or not, this is a relative of an urchin or a sea star. It's a Plagathuria. So they have this modified, we've seen some of these sea cucumbers sort of rise up and swim from the seafloor, and this is the ultimate extension of that with a massive swimming extension fin and a minimized body. You can see, oh, cool, you can see the feeding tube feet right there in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Individual little feeding pads going to a mouth right in the center, and then a digestive cavity right down the middle. They're beautiful.
That is nice.
Looks like a broken umbrella. All right, come wide, please.
They're coming wide.
There's a little tripod fish down there. there. Same style as the last one.
Yeah. They're a good indicator of the current direction too. Little
Yeah.
windsocks for us.
Now we have a few little ripples in the sand.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is an interesting question. With the amount of life that we're seeing, would it have been more or less, say, 300 years ago? Thanks for the question, viewer from New Zealand. I think the most fair answer is that we really don't know. Most of the stuff we're encountering here, we don't have good age data on. Some corals have age data. You can age them kind of like trees with rings on a tree, but you have to collect them. And that'll give you a ballpark. You know, many corals and big sponges can be hundreds to thousands of years old. A particular black coral was aged to be over 4,000 years old. We haven't seen a colony, you know, of comparable size to that comparable age yet, but I don't know. It's a good question for Steve. Hang out for a few more hours, and Steve Oskovich, who is our coral specialist, would be able to talk more about community structure. But I don't know, I think it's a really important thing to consider for all of this work is that we are doing the initial baseline. You know, we hope that other explorers and researchers would come after us and study how these things change over time, but we really are laying down the just very most initial observations. And
sorry, can you zoom in that
Yeah.
coral? I'm sorry,
I
Megan.
can.
no
yeah.
problem at all.
Morello.
Maybe a really long time till someone else comes and
Go ahead, Wayne.
sees this area again.
Okay, this looks like a primnoid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a really big brittle star in there. It's really wide arms.
They hug these things really tight. It's really hard to
Yeah.
get them off.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right.
It's challenging when you do those flybys. I need to pull the focus in near as you approach, but after we start increasing the distance, it's like, oh,
Yeah, it's
I
not
have
easy.
to push it back away. What's this rock pattern on the sand? That looks completely different.
It's a good geology question.
Looks like something exploded.
What do you think, Rob?
I think there's just there's a lot of sediment here covering what we would normally see with the rocks.
Oh, and just there's like a little eddy uncovering it right there?
Yeah.
Interesting. Compelling theory. I like it.
I mean, you can see, I mean, it's probably get a lot of scour right around there. You see the same thing when you're fishing in streams and stuff.
Okay.
You think those are light enough to be carried in the flow?
No, I think the sediment's being
Pushed off
pushed
of it.
away.
Mm.
And there's a little detritus still left there.
It just looks so much different than anything we've seen yet. But it did, there was a bowl effect to the terrain.
Little mini modes.
Yeah.
Tree well.
Well, there's batfish.
Where?
Oh yeah, bottom left.
Hello.
Where? Oh, the little guy. Oh, is that the one we wanted to flip?
No,
No.
that's
No.
the isopod.
Little
It's
bad
called
fish.
isopod tipping.
Yeah. It's really big in western states.
I'm right at the end of my leash, but we can try it out. Go ahead, Wayne.
All right.
Hello,
pushing.
batfish.
That's actually at the most ideal light production.
Cool. What a strange body plan, right? So there's a researcher at University of Washington in the Friday Harbor Labs near where I live, and they have a campaign they're calling #ScanAllFishes, where they are CT scanning the fish skeletons of fish all over the world, and they're trying to scan every species of fish that is known in museum collections to help make it easier to study these fish and study their structure by being able to distribute digital files in addition to sharing samples from around the world. And
Cool.
I really, really want to see. I know they've scanned some batfish, and now seeing them down here really motivates me to go home and ask Adam for what kind of batfish imagery exists.
Is that Adam from MCZ?
Nope, this is Adam Summers from the University of Washington.
Alright.
Dr. Adam Summers.
Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I think the gill openings are so cool on the batfish.
Yeah.
They have those little, they're kind of behind the pectoral fins,
Mm-hmm.
like all the Antennae, like the frogfish and goosefish.
Yeah, they're really neat. They're almost, they look fixed, almost cemented there. And then on the goosefish just yesterday, we even got to see how flexible those were as they sort of pulled back in. Good observation, viewers, that these are similar shape to a horseshoe crab, but they are really not related at all. So that was a batfish. That was a fish, a vertebrate, closely related to goosefish, which are sort of in the same group as anglerfish.
That's a pretty cool there, the purple one.
And
Yeah.
horseshoe crabs are a very ancient group of arthropods, crustaceans.
Okay, go ahead and zoom, please.
Zooming in.
Crustaceans.
Victor?
Yeah, Victor Gorge.
Victor.
Rob, do you know where all this white sand would have come from?
We're sitting right underneath the equator, and the equator has
Okay,
an
come wide.
upwelling
Come
current.
wide.
So most of this sand is probably forams, that's plankton that have died and fallen down.
What's to the right of the
Yeah, so
lasers?
not sand,
coral?
not
No, well, it is
rock.
sand. It's,
Oh, rock.
Not coral sand.
Not erosional rock.
we call them biogenic sediments.
Ah, good term.
Are forams calcium carbonate?
Yes.
Blob.
Big,
And they come in so
blobby
many
thing.
different shapes.
Something's creating a shadow. What
It's
is
a
Jelly?
this?
Jellyfish.
Floating.
Jellyfish.
Push in.
Cool.
It's
Another
a floating cucumber, I think.
Yep.
You can stay wide on this one, I think.
Oh, okay. Coming wide.
Oh yeah, no, it's another
That was a bit
Yeah.
Pelagothurian.
modified anyway.
We get so excited when we see a shadow. We're like, oh, Donna.
What's
So
that?
this is all just dead life.
What's that light-colored thing at the base of
Dead
the
life.
rock to the left?
Sponge, maybe?
Looks like a sponge.
Oh,
Or
maybe a dead
sponge
one.
skeleton, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or a rock?
Yeah.
We do need another juvenile batfish that believes in our hopes and dreams. I agree, viewers.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of calcium carbonate in the ocean because forams are calcium carbonate,
Yep.
corals are calcium carbonate, and like shallow water you have the Alameda algae, which form this like near shore in Hawaii and American Samoa. A lot of our sand is that algae that gets broken up down into calcium carbonate.
Oh.
Yeah, and also one of the sensitive or impactable minerals to the overall acidity of the ocean. So because so many different things use calcium carbonate, that is where the concern and the issue of ocean acidification starts to get so large, because there are so many different things that could be impacted down at a chemical level about how much energy you have to put into getting calcium carbonate out of the water.
Look at that big sponge off to the left there.
Yeah, oh, the trumpet one.
Wow.
Neat. I'm loving these boulders, these big giant boulders all of a sudden.
So with ocean acidification, we're going to lose sand.
Possible. Decrease the amount of it, yeah. Or decrease the amount of new, 4am deposition. How many 4Ms are falling?
Or how many 4Ms are alive
Mm-hmm.
if we have 4Ms anymore.
Go ahead, Wayne.
Probably end up being 3 amps.
Pushing in.
Yep.
2.5 amps. Oh, the sponge is beautiful.
Stay.
Oh, great focus. You can start to see that real lattice work. It looks like a net almost. And those are the skeleton, the spicules of the sponge there, with the tissue of the sponge over top.
Is a sponge meat?
No.
The tissue bits around it.
Cool.
It's an animal.
It doesn't look tasty with barbecue sauce.
No, it would be stabby. That one would be like small amount of squish, then stab to eat.
All right, come wide.
Coming
please.
wise.
Gorgeous.
Interesting structure to that. Very.
So Rob, folks want to know some more about these boulders. How did they get here? I think, a lot of the on-land sort of erosional models are just really different than what we're seeing here. Could you talk through that?
Right there to the right, there's something in the little dark section of the sand. Right there.
Zoom in.
It's very faint.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice
Good eye.
Wow. Hold on. What are you?
Another sea
It's a sea pen.
It's a sea pen.
Oh, it's just a tiny one.
Nice. Yeah,
All right.
different kind.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not
I
sure
was
how,
trying to figure out why the sand was darker there.
Yeah.
And then I said there's something in the middle.
I mean, these sediments could be really thick, so these could just be lava flows, the
Mhm.
black rocks, and then it's infilled and surrounded by all these sediments here because we're on top of this this platform. Or they could be some, lava flows that kind of broke off the crater above and kind of rolled down. And it's kind of set in the sediment, and then they're getting surrounded. It's really hard to tell unless you could dig away the sand or do a little seismic survey to see how deep the sediment is.
Look at this corduroy here.
The
Yeah.
ripples look great there.
How is the current now there, Trevor?
It's not bad.
Interesting. I really wonder if this is a tidal effect or if there is just a depth effect that you see with a...
Could be bathymetry too. Big factor.
Yeah, it can be.
All right, let's see what these little cliff things are like.
Rock or summit? Rock.
Oof.
Ooh. Rock on.
For those about to rock.
What
Your head.
sonar you?
No.
I want to see some more of the Bon Jovi anemones with the long, flowing hair.
It's a very...
Those are really shiny. Not much
Yeah.
sediment at all there.
Yeah, surprised there aren't there more coral on top of these.
Argus really gives you a good view of what that's like and kind of the perspective on that, eh?
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. That seemed like a good spot to be a coral.
Mm-hmm.
They must know something we don't know.
It's interesting, the backscatter of this feature from when we were doing the mapping earlier was
Mm-hmm.
a little different than what we've seen before. And here it was just really streaky, and now I actually see now why it's a very streaky. Because you have these little pockets of sediment, and then you have these pockets of hard rock.
That's awesome you were able to sort of predict that or see that coming in the backscatter.
I don't suppose you want to rock, do you?
No, what, we have 5 now. I want to save the rest for the volcano.
Roger.
Trevor, to starboard, just about to fall off the screen now. There's a white spot of sand. I think we might be past it.
I see what you're looking at.
It's nothing. It's small,
Nothing.
but yeah, there's nothing there. Nothing there. Looks like someone left a
sponge
footprint.
ahead. But not much else.
Look at this rock. Yes.
That's a cool looking one.
This is a great looking one.
Looks like an ear.
What?
I see it. I don't think we have space for it.
Put it on top. Put it in the roof rack.
A roof rack.
That feels safe, right, Trevor?
I think so, yeah. No downside.
During recovery.
Yeah, no problem.
Don't let the rocks fall off the top of Hercules.
Might wreck our buoyancy, so we'll have to lift it up and put it on Argus.
Better.
Don't think we have enough Alvin plates.
Always love the idea of getting Hercules real close. Snugly close. Good question, viewers. Do deep sea corals bleach like shallow water corals? They do not. Shallow water corals, when they bleach, are expelling zooxanthellae, which are a symbiotic little itty bitty algae that lives within the coral tissues. And those little itty bitty algae use sunlight to make sugar, photosynthesis, and then they share that sugar with the corals in exchange for getting the protection of living within the corals. However, that nice roommate agreement breaks apart when the corals get too stressed out. They throw out their zooxanthellae, which means they can often live for a little while based on
These
the
coral.
reserve that they have.
There's something purple
I
on
see
that
it there.
rock.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
And what's really neat too, if you look around the erosion around the base of this, where it exposes all the little bits and rocks, but then you don't see it right at this end.
A little hot there,
So
Wayne.
it's not, the current is
Okay.
kind of one directional, and the stuff sand on this side is in the lee of the current.
It's way deeper, yeah.
So this is almost what I would expect with the moats, the seamount moats.
Okay, go ahead and zoom on the purple.
All right.
Yeah, to just have a single direction.
Yeah, or if it's tied, it can go back and forth.
Those are beautiful little Victor Gorgia.
He's got
Yeah,
a
and then
Very
lovely
purple,
color.
purple.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
purple.
let me get that focus down.
I want to
Oh, sorry.
want to
bouncing
sing
there.
"Smoke on the
That's all right.
Water." There's such deep purple.
Go for
I'm
it.
a brittle star. Come on, that was funny.
Yeah. No.
Purple, come
I'm
on.
a brittle little star. Wah, wah.
I'm a highway star.
So anyway,
get a
deep
single
water
laugh out of
corals
that.
do not have zooxanthellae. They don't have the same roommate agreement. Shallow water corals, when they bleach, can survive a short amount of time based on how much energy reserve they have. They can, you know, generate a little bit of their own food or capture some of their food with their polyps. But if they are without their primary food source, which is the shared sugars from those zooxanthellae, then they will die. Deep sea corals live way beyond where the sunlight reaches, so they would have no use for a roommate zooxanthellae. And they capture all of their food with their tentacles. So as a result, they you know, have just way less of a sort of overall energetic budget. Just the scale of that is very different. So that's part of why they grow so slowly and are so long-lived. Yeah, but as a result, they can't bleach. I think there are some studies, and we do know that they can get different types of, you know, bacterial infections. That is about the extent of my knowledge about, you know, immunology of deep sea corals. But again, throw that question at Steve. I'm sure you could talk more.
You're very quiet, Rob.
Can you see the coral right down here? Just going off the screen.
Lower right?
Sorry, say again?
Bottom
That's
right?
fine. There's an interesting coral just to the right. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There
There
down
it is.
below.
Oh, just coming into the frame in the bottom there?
Yeah.
Now, almost centered up.
Oh, let's see the very fine
yeah, right,
one.
Yeah, right where the right
On
where
there.
the below the where the lasers are.
Sure, go ahead, zoom there.
All right, zooming.
This one here?
Yeah.
The very fine one.
Ooh, he's not healthy.
Oh.
Looks
no.
mostly overgrown with
Colonized with hydroids,
hydroids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
missing tissue.
Yeah, there's another one off just to the right, which I may be able to get to.
There's ferns all over
Oh,
on
Looks
the
like
top.
a stony coral, though.
That's different,
The
yeah.
one on the tip of the rock looks healthier.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
So what's the, zoom in
Coming
again there,
wide.
Wayne?
Oh, you went in?
Yeah, what's this white bit right on the end? Is that still alive there?
Maybe.
Looks a little
This
bit.
looks
Looks like
stony.
it.
Yeah. That's a stony?
It looks like, I don't know.
Sorry, bouncing.
That's okay.
All right. Come on out.
All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised not to see any of the coral hash here because all the currents.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, so as they ask every dive, what was the 3 p.m. snack today?
Chocolate chip
Cookie?
cookies.
Yeah. 3 o'clock cookie time.
And the 4 o'clock and the 5 o'clock and the 6 o'clock.
Mhm.
I had about 4 or 5 of them.
Does the body good.
Is there still, there's still more down there, right?
Yeah,
Nice. Did you heat them up on the cookies toaster?
I've yet to do that. I need
Oh.
to do
Oh.
it.
It'll change your
that's,
life.
That's important training. We definitely need to take you through the training module on the toaster.
It was only discovered recently too, and now it's SOP.
What'd you call me? Nothing.
What?
SOP toaster.
P as in
Yeah.
Paul.
Okay.
Professional watch.
Yeah.
About that.
Always on topic.
They got their
Yeah.
Tripod
watch.
fish on the left.
What's
yeah,
coming up?
There's a tripod.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, and there's another one of the
Oh, I see it there. Yeah, the tiny guy.
that fish.
Get his
I
judging
don't
look.
see
Oh,
either.
he's pointed at us.
Which one are we gonna get? Both?
I see
2 for 1?
Oh, whoa, they're really wee. I see them now.
Yeah.
2 for 1.
Sure, let's go ahead and zoom in this one.
All
and
right.
I'll move to the
zooming
next
in.
one.
All right. I'm not so sure
Oh,
the one
that
up
is sweet.
top
I'm
is
not sure it's that
fish.
either.
I
Might
think
be.
it's just a Unfortunately shaped rock.
All right, you can stay zoomed in. I'll go to
right.
the next one.
I'm not so sure. It's
Oh.
a fish.
Say bat rock.
Bat rock.
The old rockfish.
All right, come on.
Bat rock.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I think that person got their watches mixed up.
Sand.
Whoa, look at that sand.
It knew I was formulating
urchin?
an introduction question.
Someone,
Someone's like, quick, find a rock. That urchin's cool.
Urchin.
I'm trying to see his tracks. It looks like he came from the left.
Maybe.
He hasn't moved much in a while.
So viewers, you are live on the seafloor right now. We are on an unnamed seamount north of Jarvis Island, and we're taking your questions, so
Okay, zoom
feel
in.
free to send them in. It is
Can I get front porch,
about
please?
10 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, the time zone we are in out here in the Central Pacific. Glad to have you with us all around the world. They're so cool.
Oh, great pat
Little
signal.
tube feet down at the
Yeah.
bottom. You can see pulling, grasping on sediment, pulling along.
Is that a rock?
Is that a batfish or a rock?
To the left.
The call.
That
Batfish.
might be.
Could it be?
Bat rock or batfish?
That fish.
All right, zoom in, please.
That's
Little
like
wee
one
one.
the other day.
Oh, he's so cool.
I haven't seen any of them move though.
Storms come
Whoa.
up.
Is that
Right on
good enough?
He was listening. Yeah, is that good enough for you? As soon as it
NC.
Well, there you go.
yeah. Batfish
There you
exit
Okay.
screen right.
Okay.
Wow, that worked pretty well.
That was great. We should talk to them more
On-
often.
I
on
haven't
cue.
seen
Miles
a
is the fish
sperm whale
whisperer.
yet.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
The fish burger.
That's awesome. Not quite as encouraging as our other batfish, but, you know, still cool.
How big do they get?
Great question.
Some are like dinner plate sized,
Well,
but I've seen pickled ones. I mean, this is the first time I've actually seen them alive.
oh,
Pickled ones get pretty large.
Another sea cucumber and Argus.
Plagotharia?
There he
Cool.
is.
oh yeah, he's like halfway between. I see him now. Oh, he's super
It's
tiny.
looking good or slack right now.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
largest
you want me
member.
to try and zoom?
Sorry, where?
There's going to be too much bounce. I'm not going to be able to zoom on Argus.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I
there's
don't
a
think so
whole
because it's slack now. So.
there's a whole family of batfishes in the anglerfish family, and there are just a ton. There's tropical, there's subtropical ones, there's shallow ones, there's ones down to 4,000 meters, I guess. There's shallow coastal ones and river estuary ones. But it says the largest members of the family are about 50 centimeters or
pull up this
20
one, please?
inches in standard
Just for a sec.
length. So big.
That
big.
would be big.
Maybe. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Megan.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Is that a fish moving around top left?
Where's the fish?
Top
Yep.
left coming at
Something's
us.
moving. Or is that a
Looks
shrimp?
Oh, I see
like a
something skimming
shrimp.
across there.
Oh, shrimp.
Shrimp, yeah.
Walks like a shrimp.
Toxic
Oh,
shrimp.
yeah.
Moves like a shrimp. Shall I step out?
Nope. that's
No.
Encouraged.
One of us.
All right.
Couple of crinoids there.
Shrimps everywhere.
They are.
So we recently redid the wet lab. Question about camera and microphone in there. We aren't broadcasting audio from the wet lab at this time. But you may have noticed if you're a longtime viewer, the upgrades to the wet lab. It got a fresh set of paint, got all of the cabinets and drawers ripped out, new fridges, new cabinets, new storage, brand new sink, and really expanded the work area of the wet lab. Major improvement for the ship.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Didn't mean to. I saw those rocks coming up in the distance.
Okay, team, how about team introductions? You ready? Let's go with name.
And who you'd kick out of the van?
No.
If you got to kick out one person.
Name, existing secret talent, not so secret talent. Like if we had a talent show on board, well, maybe not on board. If you have a secret talent, what your secret talent is. And you can't be like, I don't have one. That doesn't count.
What if
it could
we
be like
don't
it could
have
be
one?
like singing or dancing or being really good at coloring books or I don't know, whatever it is that you're playing cards. If like you and then second favorite Nautilus meal.
What's that crawling
I don't
along the
know.
ground there? Or is it swimming?
The little red guy?
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh, that
You zoom
tiny
in on the
thing.
red guy?
I'm zooming in.
You are.
Whoa.
Oh, it's
Oh, cool.
cute.
Whoops.
What?
It's a little furry, hairy guy.
Is it a
Stop.
ctenophore with a really long tentacles?
Too close.
I don't know.
It's a floaty. Pumpkin face.
Wow.
I think it is a ctenophore.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Huh. Pumpkin ctenophore.
All right, come on.
I see stuff like that and I just wonder if anyone knows what it is.
Yeah.
Who has seen that before?
Where's,
Yeah, hard to say. Okay, secret, not so secret talent, name, and what seat you're sitting in. Could just be anything you're good at. Like, I'm Megan. I'm sitting in the communication seat. I work full-time for the Trust, and I've been out here for 7 seasons. My secret, not so secret talent is I'm really good at wall framing, I've learned recently. Pretty good with the nail gun, and I'm really enjoying doing construction. And so my secret, not so secret talent might be like building something awesome really fast. Let's go Suna. Let's go counterclockwise.
Hi, my name is Suna. I'm in the data logger seat here. Trying to speak very slowly.
That's your secret talent, is speaking slowly?
I speak
You're
very
pretty good.
slowly when when I have to think about the question. So, I'm good at ping pong.
Awesome. All
There
right.
you go.
Top left, is that
Play
a
me.
fish?
Yeah, it's a fish.
Like how good at ping pong?
I used to be very good, but I don't
think it
play
is.
anymore, so I don't know if I'm still good. But
Do you know if the ping pong set is still here?
It is, yes. Can you zoom in, please?
uh-oh.
Zooming in.
Holosaur.
Oh, and I see scales.
Not
What?
Holosaur.
No, what is that?
Oh, is that a tripod fish?
No.
No,
but we've
it's
seen this
deflated?
before.
Yeah, we've seen these. They have just a itty bitty
What?
little face.
Where are the eyes?
It's a
Where's anything?
dinosaur.
They don't need eyes.
Oh.
Where we're going, we
Only
don't need
darkness.
It uses the force.
I wonder if it moves.
If it
Yeah,
moves,
we have some captures of these. They saw some
Yeah.
on the other dives.
Miles, ask it to move.
No, we haven't seen it move.
it clearly doesn't want to.
See? Yeah,
Got a little
we're willing it
reduced
too hard.
pec fin. Move.
I don't know.
Move.
Come out a little bit, please.
Sorry.
Move.
You should see Tim.
We can sample it if he
He's
stays
very
still
Doesn't
long
care
enough.
about
dedicated.
vibrations or anything.
Uh-uh.
Try to spook it, but no, doesn't care.
Nope.
Don't
All right.
harass the animals.
All right, coming wide.
Have a nice
All
life.
right.
Bye now.
It might be, that could have been a fisherman dropped his lure. And it's just
So
it's
lifelike.
inanimate.
All right, so well, it sounds like during this 6-day transit, we're gonna have to bust out the ping pong. Cause you know who is also great at ping pong?
Who?
Allison Fundus.
All right.
Oh, really?
All
Pretty
right.
mediocre at ping pong, but I like to play.
Yeah, I'm garbage, but my trash talk is strong.
That's the most important skill to learn.
All right, Tim.
I thought I was going to have more time because I thought you were going to go to the front row first.
Woo, mixing it up, keeping everyone on their toes.
My name is Tim Clark. Work for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. I am in the, something leader seat. Team leader seat? Something like that?
Science.
Science.
Lead science.
Lead scientist seat.
Something leader.
Yes. And talent. I can spend a lot of time on uninhabited islands.
that is an
That is a
impressive
talent.
That is
Yeah.
a huge talent.
Is there like a trick? Is it meditation? Is it just like being really nice?
Yes. It's being very nice. And talking to yourself a lot and to the birds and communications, really, listening to what they have to say.
Suda is moving away from him right now.
Sounds peaceful.
No, it does sound peaceful.
I think
This
he's
little
a heck
floaty
of-
orange guy, Wayne. You want to zoom in on that?
Oh, the guy that's floating close?
Yeah, nice and close there.
I think
Do you
Tim's
wear
also
clothes
I
on
mean-
these uninhabited islands?
Not sometimes, yeah.
Miles,
There was
sounds
a
like you're in.
There was a long pause. Miles, it sounds perfect for you.
Yeah.
All right, come wide.
Nobody's
Alright.
around.
He
Why
wasn't,
not? Yeah.
Miles was ready to swim for
he
it at
wasn't as
Palmyra.
close as I thought he was.
No.
He's tiny.
Tim's also a very good hull inspector.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rob.
Yeah, we're not talking to Tim. Tim is definitely the first person I'd vote out of the van.
Wow. it only took 2.5 hours of the honesty to start coming
You
out.
know what you did.
Harsh.
So,
Wow.
Rob?
so there's a little bit of background we should give, though.
Let's get zoom on this purple coral while we get the background.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Rob Colony. I'm in the watch leader chair. And
Go
I
ahead,
can
zoom.
All right, zooming in.
You can what?
ETH. I can make noises like this with my hand.
That is spectacular.
It took me
noise.
all of 4th grade to learn how to do that because my friend Todd Reynolds could do it.
Wait,
Wow.
what? What is happening back there?
I'll come show you.
Well,
You know,
I was
I
like,
learned-
I was
I'll
like, I
come
want to turn
show
the
you.
RoboCam.
He's really proud.
I learned how to do this in 4th grade.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
There was a wall between me and the back row for the
Yeah.
record. That's a wow.
You're a good teacher. I just learned how.
I didn't.
I didn't either. What?
Huh.
Okay.
Wow. Wayne, that's you.
That might be the UPS. Stand by.
What is the UPS?
Is it ours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's still on.
UPS delivery?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's, well,
Mail buoy.
it's just not yelling anymore.
Should we keep on keeping on, or?
Yeah.
Okay. I bet we could speed up a little bit, Miles.
What's that on the left, like sea starry looking thing?
Oh yeah, down kind
Okay,
of mushroom
what
corally.
do you? How fast do you want to go?
What are we doing now? 0.2?
Yeah.
We could do 0.4.
0.4. Oh, you're getting crazy. The wire cam is the biggest limitation here.
Oh, understood. Yep.
So can you zoom in on that sea star looking?
Yeah, just to the right of the lasers.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Wayne.
Might be
Pushing
crinoid.
in.
Might be crinoid, yeah.
Crinoid.
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 Okay, come out.
Cool.
2 crinoids.
All right, Jake.
Ooh, switching it up.
You looked like you were working. I was being respectful. All right, Miles, go ahead. I know you're excited.
Sweet, I need more time.
I'm Miles Saunders. I'm a navigator. This is my 5th year out here. And I also have a stupid human trick. I can suck in my belly,
Oh, I've seen
but
that.
except for my abs.
I've
So
seen it. It's weird.
my
So
wrestling
you
team
look-
called it a suitcase.
So you look like a crazy skeleton with abs?
Yeah, almost. It's very hard to explain.
Do it. No. we won't broadcast it, but we expect you to show us later.
Okay.
Okay.
And I can do one side at a
Back
time.
fish.
There's-
Oh.
What's this?
Can you zoom in on that?
The floaty bit?
Floating thing? You ready?
Let's zoom in on the floaty bit, please. Yes.
Okay.
That
There's
is
supposedly
detritus.
a name for it, but I don't know what that is.
Disgusting.
Well, I can do the opposite and
Yeah.
make my stomach look 6 months pregnant.
Congratulations. It's a chocolate chip cookie.
All right, come wide, Wayne.
I can also do that.
Yeah, so now you have to come up with another one, Jake.
That was it.
Okay,
No,
Trevor. Or Jake. Go ahead.
Oh, Trevor, go.
I got a couple, but I'll pick the most friendly one, the most SPL friendly one.
Thank you.
How about I am a little out of practice now, but I used to be really good at knowing what time it was. So I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I'd know what time it was.
Ooh.
And I'd always check myself just with my clock, my phone or whatever. And I was always within 15 minutes, but regularly within 5.
Wow. Is that because you would always wake up at the same time
Nope.
every night?
Nope, always different, but I just knew.
Does that work on the
Magic.
ship?
It did, actually, for
Wow.
years. And this year I've started to get a little out of practice. And now I'm within half an hour usually, but always within an hour.
Based on like the speed of the Earth's rotation? What cues are you
I
picking
have
up
no
on?
idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
Human
good tell.
internal clock.
Fish
Good
on the
internal
right.
clock, yeah. But now my skill is I can lick my elbow. I'm in the Herc seat.
I've seen that.
Prove it.
Not right now, I'm busy.
2 hands on the robot.
Is that a coral? Can you have a
Yeah,
quick
yellow
it is
zoom?
a coral.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll give you some side profile action too there soon.
thank you.
And a,
And a
what's on the
sea urchin.
right? Yeah, urchin?
Stand by a second, I just gotta get a little more tether.
Standing by.
All right,
Okay,
Jake.
okay, Jake, now's your time.
Okay. I am Jake. I am in the Argus seat as the ROV engineering intern. And a hidden talent of mine, I feel like I've already said this, but water skiing. I'm pretty good at, I slalom water ski. And then, I don't know. You had
So-
mentioned building houses. I'm pretty good at shingling houses. My parents actually paid me to do our house, so I did that.
Secret
Zoom
shingle
in, zoom
talent.
out.
Shingle talent.
Roof or side?
You ready for
Side.
Zoom?
Side.
Zoom,
Oh,
zoom,
you guys,
zoom.
this is one of those super cool urchins up to the side that has the venom packs.
I'll come back to that, Megan.
Yeah.
Venom packs.
Let me know when you're good, Suna.
My secret talent is I have venom packs. No.
Ew.
Still a little
Oh.
eager on that.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, come out a
Okay,
little bit,
coming out.
please. Or all the way, I guess.
All the way.
Upper right.
I had to come
All right, all the
spun
way.
back around.
Sorry. Okay, bump.
So Jake, what's the most unusual thing you have skied upon?
What was that?
What is the most unusual thing you have skied upon?
Skied upon? Actually, in Rhode Island, I think it was before one of the hurricanes. I think it would have been Sandy. We went out in the bay and I water skied, and it was like a day or two before, but there was still like
Okay, zoom in,
crazy winds,
please.
Zooming in.
and that was a lot of fun. It was tough
Oh,
to stay
yeah, I
up.
remember
but
this one.
This is amazing. Oh, almost in focus. Like-
Those are poison sacs?
Yeah. It looks like a bloomin' onion.
Cool. Touch it.
No. Don't.
So cool.
Looks like a cigarette
That's
butt
it.
next to it.
Let's get it in focus. Come on. There it is. Okay, and we're coming a little
Or
further.
that a stony coral bit?
A
Nice.
little further.
So cool.
Do you know what it's called?
It'll take me a minute to get there, but I can come up with it.
Beautiful. Okay, come wide, please.
Coming wide. That is different.
Yeah.
It has a different, completely different feel to it from everything that we've been seeing.
So
All right,
Jake,
Wayne.
I
Yeah.
mean, not to put you on the spot, Jake, but you're not the only intern on board right now who is a great water skier. So
Ooh.
do you know Alicia is also a competitive water skier?
Oh,
Have
she's
you
a competitive water
I
skier.
believe so. Have you talked about that?
I have not talked with her about that.
Ooh.
I'm not a competitive. I just do it for fun, but
But it's about to get competitive.
But it's
It
about to
might.
get competitive. I just want to have like a water ski off between the two of you at 11 knots.
Ooh, that'd be tough.
You just need really big skis.
Yeah. I didn't know if you'd already discussed that because
no.
it feels
haven't.
important.
What is that?
11 knots water skiing, that would be really hard.
It would be really hard.
We haven't heard Wayne's stupid human trick.
All right, Wayne, give us an intro.
It's not it's a hidden
It is
talent.
a secret, not secret talent.
Wayne Borneo in the video engineer seat, and I am exceptionally skilled at the sport/parlor game of foosball.
Are you allowed to spin the foosball things, or is that like Cardinal
You
sin?
cannot,
cannot
spin them.
spin.
Are you front or back?
I'm either.
I'm
Wait,
not
we'll
bad
have a
either.
showdown. Let's play.
It's
All right.
I developed this skill in high school. I went to a competitive entry, state-funded college prep school for my junior and senior years in high school, and there was a girls' dorm and a boys' dorm, and at the lobby of the girls' dorm, that's where they kept the foosball table. So being good at foosball meant you had an excuse to hang out at the girls' dorm. So I developed that skill in high school at Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts.
Are you on later in the season when we go to San Francisco?
I'm going to be on board October 2nd to 22nd.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
October
Francisco.
2nd is that port call.
Is this
There's
the
a
same
great
one?
bar slash Indian restaurant in San
Yeah.
Francisco with good foosball tables. We'll go.
Excellent.
We'll have a showdown.
Now, it looks, this is like another one of those
Can we have a
poison
quick
sacks.
zoom?
Yeah, go ahead, Zoom.
Zooming in.
Formosoma is that one.
Oh, it's the same
Formosoma?
one.
I just put it in the chat for you.
Thank you.
Formosoma.
Oh, it's an urchin.
That one's
No,
actually different. That one
looks
doesn't
like
have
an
long
urchin
spines.
with things
He's
on
got a
it.
brittle star. Or is that dinner?
The picture of the Formosoma has really long spines that extend up as tall as those. And that one doesn't have any, so that's an interesting note.
This one looks like a decorator crab. Like it's an urchin with something extra on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With a silly hat.
A silly hat. Yes.
All right, come wide.
Coming wide.
So that was an urchin or a sea anemone?
That's an urchin.
Okay, cool.
And is that the same thing that we filmed earlier?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
Looks
so
a
too.
little different, but
It
as far as
does.
we know.
Yeah. The first one had more bloomin' onion parts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this morphology topography is what I expected to see more often on the other places we dove.
Yeah. Interesting.
And we have not forgotten.
Oh, I went first.
Oh, you did. You did.
We did not forget.
Thanks
You were right.
wait.
for remembering her secret talent.
Yeah. I forgot. I did forget.
You
I
misremembered.
also dance very enthusiastically, even if not always well. So I'm gonna say that is another secret, not secret
Elaine
talent.
Bennis dancing.
Better than that, but equally enthusiastically.
Yeah, I'd like to add one. I'm exceptionally good at making campfires.
Ooh, nice.
It's a useful skill.
Not out here.
I can fold a fitted sheet.
I've just recently learned that skill. I'm not good at it, but I can do it.
You don't just ball it up and
Yeah, that's what I was
Just-
gonna
throw it
say.
in the closet?
Just
My trick
drop
is
kick
I
it
only
into
own
the
one.
closet.
I only own the one, so I take it off, wash it, and put it right back on the bed. That's
Perfect.
the secret.
That's a secret. Never have to fold it.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm also pretty good at knowing exactly what a 50-pound piece of luggage feels like. I'm pretty
That's
good at
skill.
like
That's very useful.
tagging that in. Just
All
while
right.
we're
I got another one.
okay.
That's not useful.
Mm-hmm.
I have unofficially broken a world record.
Oh.
Have you?
Yeah.
And what's that?
Number of times kicking yourself in the head in a minute.
This is
This is true. This is the truth.
what?
It is verified by my family and them alone.
Explains a lot.
Was this like last week?
No, this is back in my late teens.
Why?
The record was. I think the
Tell
record
me
was
there's video.
there may be. I haven't seen it though.
There's no way you broke 50.
I think I got 47, but the previous record was like 20 something or 30
Did
something.
you do like karate or what are we
just-
talking about here?
No, just like
Just like high
foot to
kicks?
head
Like
action,
you're
yeah.
a rocket?
Did you use
Are
both
you a
feet?
rocket?
Did you use both feet or just one?
Well, if I used both feet, I would fall down.
Oh, you have to stand up.
I don't know if you have to, but I did.
Oh,
No, I didn't go high kick. I went through the center, like cross-legged, but then keep going.